So you got yourself some cool Zarges boxes. They're rugged, they're tough, they're beautiful. They, got a good water seal on them. We love these things. We replaced almost everything we store and carry with these. One of the things we started noticing about them is we mount these to the top of our rig on the roof rack, and they do great because they're really durable. But they started getting bug guts all over them and started getting real dirty and stuff like that. And they're really shiny. The silver kind of doesn't really work a lot, driving down the road with them outside your vehicle. Zarges came up with something really cool, a vinyl wrap in multiple colors to, one, make them, a little stylish, and two, make them very durable. Let me show you what we're talking about. Alrighty, so if you go to zargesusa.com and go to their shop button, you'll notice they actually have cases to fit just about any lifestyle for overlanding, hunting, boating, photography. Put your drone in it, you can put your wine in it. They even offer bear-proof boxes. So what we're going to go is the cool wrap section. And in this section, you'll see they offer multiple types of wraps. Anything color from matte burgundy, matte black, matte navy blue, matte white, burgundy, and gloss black. And are pretty cool looking colors and pretty stylish as well as durable. And what kind of sizes can you order? Looks like they have them in just about every case they sell. They have them in that size available for you. Let's go take a look at what I got in my box when I ordered it, and then we're going to walk through how to put them on. Okay, I got my box in. I ordered 3 different colors for 3 different sizes boxes. I've got navy blue, maroon, and black, and this is all that comes in the black kit for the wrap. You got the 2 sides, one goes in the front, one goes in the back, and this one goes along the top. And these colors are really cool because these are kind of flat black, flat, kind of matte colored, so they're going to go real well. Now, what comes in the kit to apply this is plenty of sticky fluid that helps you spray on it, helps it kind of solidify and move around. All your squeegees that you need, 2 different sizes of squeegees. Actually, it's interesting that they sent 2. A razor blade with extra blades to trim and cut and pop, little bubbles and stuff like that. And this is probably the coolest thing, and I'm going to keep this in my toolkit. It is a fitting tool to where whenever you're coming up to where these letters are, you can then kind of pinch between the letters and work it around those using a blow dryer to keep the vinyl pliable and just kind of get that really good, pinch around those corners on the naming. That's usually the hardest thing, and we'll go over that in the install right now. Okay, for the installation, I've moved this to the garage because it could get a little messy. One thing I've already covered is cleaning the box. I'm going to take this rag and go over it one more time, making sure I get in the crevices and all around the areas in which I'm going to be spraying and installing. One thing actually I just noticed whenever I ordered this kit, I didn't see that they actually send you 2 pieces of laminate, or vinyl I should say, to go over each section in case you mess up one. So theoretically you get 2 for 1 for the price, so that's actually pretty cool. I do have another box exactly this size that I can probably use this on. Okay, since this vinyl is rolled so tight, what I'm going to do, what I like to do in these situations, is kind of try to roll it back a little bit to counteract some of the forces that are kind of holding it out. So as you can see, it fits on the top here. These little knobs fit very well in that, and the sides will fold down. Also, remember to get a blow dryer, not a hot air gun. A blow dryer to work with the vinyl. Once you get it in place, you want to be able to kind of mold it to how you want it to fit the box. So we're going to spray the top of the box generously. As you peel it back, you'll feel the tackiness of it, and you'll want to start spraying immediately, because this tackiness will fold back on you and piss you off. Be generous with this stuff, and if you do run out, you can use soapy water. You're going to take it and rotate it in place. You'll notice that because of the amount of liquid, I'm able to adjust it fairly easy. Kind of get a little bit even here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Next, we're going to take our squeegees and we're just going to start working it out. You always want to work from the center out to the edges. So you'll see probably getting some liquid dropping there. If you see any little dots or knots in there, don't worry about it. A lot of this will work their way out. You notice I'm taking the rag and I'm drying some of the excess off. I'm going to fold the sides over and start getting those tacky. Very important on the edges to keep the edges worked out, because where it's going to start peeling up at first is going to be the seams. And I've got the light here to where it shines across and I can identify the bubbles fairly easily. Okay, we're going to take our razor blade and we're going to just tap. Tap a little bitty hole right there, and then we're going to try to just work out the bubble. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back and do the sides. But I want to make sure this top is dry and tacky to where if I'm messing around with it, I'm not hitting an edge and peeling up the rest of it. Now, the next step we're going to do is we're going to do the sides. So when we do the front and the back, it kind of overlaps. We're going to start off again by spraying the sides thoroughly. Then these are the sides that are just going to fit right under there. Now you want to make sure you're aligned here at the top first, because that's where everything else just kind of falls into place. We've got good alignment here for the most part. It's a little crooked, but I'm not going to have a cow over it. You'll notice there's a little bit of lip here at the bottom. We're going to cut that off with X-Acto knife. Now with this little bottom piece here, slap it with the X-Acto knife, put it up here. We're going to let this dry a little bit, and then we're going to come back and do the other side, and then we're going to do the back, saving the front for last. So stick around because the front is the hardest. Okay, time to do the back. Again, saving the front for last because it's the most difficult. By the tabs here on the back, you want to do it with the lid closed, obviously, and making sure this lines up with this back support latch. So, same process as before. The corners seem to be a little bit more challenging to get the lay right. These corners seem to be a little bit tough, so we're going to get the blow dryer and see if I can't put a little heat and make them adhere properly. So one thing I'm not too happy with is where this has to sit, this didn't come all the way down to escape the curvature of this knot here. It's like this needed to kind of shift that way and make all this stuff match. Again, we're gonna let this dry because I don't want to start the front and mess it up. This right here for the Zarges logo is where a lot of the challenges are gonna be, and so we gotta make sure that looks really good. Okay, the home stretch. We've got the front left to do. What we're gonna do this is, we're gonna do it in two parts. We're going to lay them down and get them solidified, and then I'm going to come back and do this in a separate segment, just because I want to do it at a better table where I can really manage it. These are always a little trickier because you got to get everything lined up with the latch and deal with the handle. So you got multiple things you got to fight here. So I'm lining it up along the bottom, trying to kind of get it to settle in. You notice I'm coming down and away from here, trying to get this corner to set right. I struggled with these corners last time. Now on the lettering, right now we're just going to mash it in. We're going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back with the blow dryer to make it really just locked down. All right, I've gotten all the corners kind of sealed down and blow dried out a little bit. These were a little harder, I think, to get just to lay flat. But now the test of my resolve and patience, the Zarges lettering. It's gonna take a minute, so I'm gonna start on this. I'm gonna heat it up and then just start working my way down left to right, just kind of trying to get the letters to solidify. bear with me. If you notice, I'm using my fingers a lot. There's a lot of liquid in here, and this almost feels like it could snag. Again, pushing all the edges down to where the liquid comes out the bottom. May have to break out the good old razor blade and pop a couple of these, what seems to be trapped bubbles. And like I said, this is probably the hardest, and that's why I save it to the last. Okay, we were able to get into a lot of these details here. It looks like there's a lot of liquid in here that needs to dry before it can really just adhere down, like inside the R and maybe some in the E. The blow dryer helps, but once this kind of solidifies and dries, I can come back and heat it up and make it really adhere down, activate the glue a little bit better. But that's about it. And maybe we'll see you on the trails.